This is the making of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders calendar. And now, here are the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders.
Why do I have so much stuff to pack? Why did I bring all this stuff? I'm only going for 7 days. And here, of course, is my famous cheerleading uniform with my little nickname Pooh on there, so they knew who to give it back to.
What to pack? You have your uniform?
Got it.
Mommy!
Oh, thank you. I'm going to put them in this bag.
There you go.
I'm here.
Hey, you better take one at a time. How's that?
Thank you, Dylan.
Jamaica worked so well for us 2 years ago. There's certainly different destinations inside Jamaica, but the tourism board here and the properties here, Sandals specifically, are so easy for us to work with. And we do have a lot of demands. We need a lot of on-property help.
Good to have you in Jamaica.
The advantage to coming back to Jamaica was just the learning curve. We're working with some of the very same people that we worked with 2 years ago. They understand how we operate. They understand that we have early mornings, late nights. We had such good luck with them before that I wanted to, come back here again.
We are going to this wonderful little shack to see if we can borrow it for a shot. We like the yellow and it matches Shannon's suit. We would like your permission to shoot a picture here.
Of course, go inside. Welcome to the Happy Bananas.
You know, it would be fabulous as if they would drop the blue and have a deep blue background. Just got to stop. Right in the middle of traffic. In fact, I'm going to have to get right in the middle of traffic.
We're going to get seriously killed.
It's kind of crazy, all these cars going by.
All right, we're shooting this above your board at 4, okay? Smile, smile, smile. Good.
There are times when we're driving in the van, and for instance, this time we saw them at the Happy Banana restaurant. So you have to take a chance, but there are a lot of pictures that happen on the road when we're in the van and we see something we want to stop. We may not take it immediately, but we'll certainly come back to it.
Go, go, go. Bag it, let's go home. We're done. Well done, Junior. Very nice.
Thank you.
Good dancing.
Brad, we're going back to the hotel. Bye.
Keep them powdered, keep them powdered, keep them powdered, keep them powdered.
Usually there's a lot of people involved in one particular look, and a lot of people have a lot of ideas. It's important to work with a photographer.
Yeah. Okay, it's so
I think,
yeah, you're not going to see it from here.
So you kind of have to get together and all put your visual ideas together so you don't have too many cooks in the kitchen.
That's perfect. They're all so pretty, and they're so easy to work with, that they make our work look good.
That's why we have great hairdressers to make us look beautiful.
The girls have just been incredible. Every single one of them is so sweet, and they've been a pleasure to work with.
I know the girls pretty well, so what I do is take the particular girl and her personality and look at the suit that she's going to wear, the setting that she's going to be in, and then go from there. you've always done. You've had your hair down and full. I love that. Just what she's doing right now. That looks great.
The element in Jamaica, we had to work with some humidity, some rain, and we had to really adapt to the weather. Okay, let's go. These girls took a beating this trip. This was not an easy calendar for them. They were very, very, very restricted to certain things they had to do because of the element we were working in.
This is
Working with the cheerleaders was really pleasant. I was really surprised. They're very professional. They're very happy with what they're doing, so it was real pleasant.
I found this to be one of the nicest group of girls I've ever worked for. They're all very mannerly, polite. They're right there on time for every call, whether it was 5 in the morning or whether it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Very nice people to work for, and I really enjoyed them.
I want to come across as really natural, but I'm having a blast. This is something really, really new for me. Actually, it's hard for me to even do the serious, sexy looks because I want to smile because I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, here we go. Turn your hips towards me a little tiny bit. Good. Okay, a bunch of them now.
Watch the side of your suit. The left side, your shoulder needs to go up.
Yes, sir.
Don't call me sir. I'm 21.
Still older than me. I didn't make cheerleader the first year I tried out, and I decided the day I didn't make it that I was going to try it again. And I decided in about November that I was going to get a personal trainer and get physically ready to try out. On Christmas Eve, I got hit by a drunk driver, and my whole world was turned upside down. So I'm laying on the ground going, well, you know, this is over, this is it. And I couldn't feel my legs, I couldn't feel my arms, I'd hit my head. I heard cars whizzing by my head, and I thought I was going to get hit again. And so a lot of emotions were going through me, and it was really, really, really scary.
She went through a car accident that could have set her back, and she didn't allow it to. What impressed me about Tara in her interview is how badly she wanted to make this squad. She wanted it more than anything else in her life at this time, and that is impressive to me.
Contestant number 34, Tara Watson.
The day that they called number 34, that was my tryout number. I mean, my cheeks were hurting. I was really, really happy. It's something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I was in a dream. It was almost unreal. Luck, that is exactly what it is, luck.
Good, stay put, nice and happy. Very nice. Chin down when you smile. Good, that's dynamite. Good girl.
You almost got that. Almost.
I never let anything get me down. I'm a really happy person. I decided after the accident I wasn't going to let one single day go by without doing exactly what I wanted to do. And I remember laying in the body brace in the emergency room going, I'm never going to dance again. And then I look at myself now at practice. Even though I have to try a little bit harder, it's all worth it. So I learned that it can be done. It really can.
I've never been shy with flowers.
That is beautiful. It's really beautiful. When you guys are ready, 1, 2, and 3.
Last year, I was really scared. I was scared to say the wrong thing, to do the wrong thing. This year, I just have a lot more confidence with myself, and I say more, I do more, but I feel that it's the right thing this year.
I knew coming back last year, I had other responsibilities outside of cheerleading that I didn't have before, so therefore I just came back to cheer.
Did you have a good day today?
Very good, thank you. You getting excited?
I like to go to school.
Shelly Bramhall is unique on our squad because she tried out and cheered for 2 years and traveled with us on a tour to Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. Met her husband, who is a captain in the Marines.
This is took about 5 minutes after we met, and Shelly had just gotten off the bus at Guantanamo Bay. And about a year later, started dating. The next thing you know, we were engaged and married and have a little boy. Do you know where Mommy's going? Where's she going?
Jamaica.
Jamaica, that's right.
You look gorgeous. Showtime.
Leaving home for a week is refreshing. I get to leave behind my responsibilities, just let loose with my friends, and it is a vacation for me, and I treat it as that.
Oh, I don't look like a mom now.
Okay, and again here.
Being a part of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, of course, involves being sexy and being attractive to others. And I enjoy the fact that women can relate to me because I'm married and I'm a mother and I'm still desirable enough to be taken on calendar shoots.
Yeah, good one there, good one there. Okay, we're out of here. That was very pretty, Shelly.
Get something out of that.
Hello. Hi, Dylan. I miss you too. My relationship with Dylan, of course, is a mother-son relationship, but I also have the playful side. He makes me laugh. Bye-bye. People tell me about my personality, but I don't really get to see it until I'm around Dylan.
Shelly's always there to, you know, brighten the day, make us all laugh, and make fun and have fun in any situation that we're in. You know, if I had 38 Shelly Bramhalls, I'd go berserk.
Donna, I can smell it.
During a real tense practice, Shelly will run across the studio just yelling something.
Shelly Boston, comedian. She's a joker. She loves to impersonate people.
That's a bag of chips.
Shelly Bramhall is my best friend on the squad, and she gives 100% to everyone. No one lacks on her attention and affection. She's really wonderful.
The first thing I'm gonna do when I get home from this trip is I'm gonna hug my husband, I'm gonna hug my son, and then I'm gonna clean my house, because I'm sure it's a mess.
The evolution of the calendar started 18 years ago, and we simply used studio photography of the cheerleaders in their uniform and action shots that had just been a collection from the archives, put together a calendar each year.
The belt, I know. I wore the belt. You got a problem with the belt?
Shelly and I wore the...
It's really interesting looking back and seeing history from cheerleaders from then till now. Even from just 2 years ago, though, and the uniform, like with the boots and the shorts. Everything is so different.
One thing that I think is neat about the older calendars is the action shots. I think it's kind of neat that they show, you know, what we do on the field and just shots like that, you know, kind of show what being a cheerleader is like.
There.
Real life cowboy.
I had a completely different look in 1992. I had been with the Texas hair, was definitely in the red lipstick, and so I'm definitely dated just from 3 years ago, but it's a classic uniform, not much changes on it, just a little bit to keep us up with the time.
Traveling has become an event each year, and the calendar has certainly grown in numbers as well, and I just try to improve it every year, the quality of the photography, the image, and the backdrop.
We're getting ready to shoot. Right down over here.
Beautiful.
Leslie Vitale is our Florida girl. We call her Farrah. She's from Hollywood, Florida, and she's on her 3rd year with our squad. She's been very successful here. Her appearance is very beautiful and very sexy, and if you didn't know her, you might think that she would be someone who's unapproachable, when in fact she's just the opposite of that. She's real sweet and real genuine, and that's hard to find sometimes.
This is my friend Sunshine, and he is a Cowboys fan all the way in Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Irie.
Growing up in Miami, you would think I was a Miami Dolphins fan, but ever since I was a little girl, I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I've always watched the cheerleaders, even when I was
Younger. My first audition, I didn't make it, but Kelly told me, don't give up, come back, try out again. Well, my second year I went in there, I was more confident, I knew what was expected of me, and here I am 3 years later.
My fish friends are with me. See? Who says shooting is all glamour?
Cheering in front of a crowd is different than being in front of a camera, I think, because being down on the field in front of 65,000 people is the biggest adrenaline rush, and it's a great feeling because you know you're out there cheering on the Cowboys. You can't explain it unless you've experienced it. I'm ready to go. I found this hobby, jet skiing. I would practice every day, and it was a lot of fun. It's hard, but I was lucky. I went overseas to Japan and did a commercial, so that was pretty neat.
Leslie, this is gorgeous. This is pretty. This is real pretty.
This is my third calendar shoot, and I'm very fortunate and very lucky to be here. Teamwork is definitely a major part. We have to work as a team. If not, we would never get anything accomplished.
When we shoot, need help. Anything to save the suit.
When I'm done cheering, I don't plan on going into modeling or acting. I just love to perform in front of a crowd. I love to be in front of the camera.
Straight up, she looks longer. That's good, Steph. Stretch out. There you go, there you go, there you go. A couple more there.
This is cool. Mucho feel. I don't think there is a perfect pose. You can supposedly have the perfect photographer, the perfect setting. It all has to come together in order to be perfect. Like a melting pot, you all need to come together.
Okay, girl, you're ready.
Oh, don't go.
Luxury accommodations for the making of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders calendar was provided by Sandals, the Caribbean's #1 ultra all-inclusive luxury resorts for couples only. Air transportation provided by Adventure Tours USA and Air Jamaica. Gideon Oberson is the official swimwear of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders calendar. Leading designers of swimwear and haute couture, Gideon Oberson's complete collection can be found in the most fashionable stores in the United States, Europe, and the Far East. Hair and makeup provided by the artistic team for Jose Iber of Dallas.
Think you're doing your finals? Golly, that technology one was horrible. My finite math was the worst one I've ever had in my life. I just finished a week of finals at Southern Methodist University where I'm a freshman.
Let's get together for the last pose of the year. You ready?
Being a student and being a cheerleader is very, very hard. You have to be really determined and dedicated to both of them or you won't be able to make either one work. This is kind of a great getaway because I finished my exams on Friday and I got on the plane Saturday. And here I am in Jamaica for a week.
Good girl, big grin, big grin, big grin.
I am an environmental engineering major at Southern Methodist University. So that's demanding. I really enjoy it, but it does take a lot of time.
That's good,
Cheerleading takes a lot of time, so that takes all my time put together. What are you looking at? You're just looking at me like you are crazy.
It was a little overwhelming at first. It was hard to balance everything at once with school and cheerleading, but it's been great.
Okay, here we go, girl. 1, 2, 3. Excellent.
It's a full-time thing because we're constantly having to do something, or if you're not doing anything with cheerleading, you're practicing on your own for different routines that we're doing.
That is gorgeous.
I've already gone to school a year, so I already know what college is like, so I'm already settled with that. I already have a year of cheerleading under my belt, so I'm settled with that. I want to be more of a leader now. I want to help the girls that are 18 because I know how it was to be in that position.
Don't I look sexy?
Very nice, son, very nice.
Oh, this is good.
Show you what the cheerleaders do on our day off. Come on, Marty!
tastes
Tasty?
pretty good.
These trips, you get really close because you spend time together and you get to talk about your families and you really realize the differences between everybody. But we have a common cause that brings us together, the cheerleaders, and it's fun.
They're like at camp, and they don't get to spend this much quality time together ever. When we get back to Dallas, it's back to work, back to school, back to rehearsals.
We're making a sandcastle. This is what we do when we're not shooting. Power surf. On the face.
I told him, I said, give them a run for their money. Throw them off.
Oh, he sent me one of my favorite cards again.
Dear Brooke, hi, it's me, Tanya, again. Thanks for writing me back. One of the things that I really enjoy about being a cheerleader is answering my fan mail. We get fan mail every week. I get about 100 letters a week. I've got people that write me from all over the world, as far away as New Zealand, London, Germany, Japan. I've got them all over the world, and it's very fascinating because I've learned a lot about different cultures and different countries through the people that I correspond with. I look forward to it every week. It means a lot to me, and I really enjoy it. I have a good time answering fan mail. It's very important to write back because these people are the ones that have made the cheerleaders what we are. If it wasn't for the fans and it wasn't for people being interested in our organization, we wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be any reason for cheerleaders.
Oh, he wrote on colored paper. Every page is a different color, hey. We get all kinds of fan mail, all different ages, from little kids that, want to grow up to be Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and to older people that just admire us and want to know more about us. I'll never forget the first time we got it. We were really cheesy. All the rookies were together and we took a picture with our first fan mail. We look back and laugh at it now because we get lots of it. But it is very flattering. Cameron, Landon, Matthew, Paul. The little kids are they're really the best part because they're so excited about us and they look up to us so much. They want to be like us and they really get excited when we write them back. Gosh, Lacey, I think this is one of those little schoolgirls again. She wants like 20 autographed pictures for all of her friends. I sent her one, and she wants all these. Oh. I don't know if I have that many to send her. It's very flattering for me to know that all these people are really interested. I mean, we've never had really that many people wanting to know this much about us or anything.
I've been dancing for the Dallas Mavericks for the past 3 years. It's been a great experience. I've learned a lot, and I love to perform, love to be in front of the crowd. I came to try out for the Cowboys, basically for a new experience, new opportunities. Obviously, the Cowboys cheerleaders are more known than the Mavericks cheerleaders. This is a different organization, and every time you step into a different organization, you start from the bottom. So I would say, if anything, it's given me a disadvantage because I'm used to being the veteran.
Cheerleading is a totally different type of organization that you can be a part of. It takes a special kind of person to be an NFL cheerleader. And being with the Saints for so long, it really helps a lot. My experience with being around a group and getting used to practices and working together as a team and getting to know everybody, I think it's a really great experience for me.
Lane's good, shoot it. 1, 2, and 3. Super. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Good. Can you raise that eyebrow?
I think I have a lot more to learn because it's a totally different group. I still need to prove myself and my abilities to the squad, and I think that's going to take time, just like anything else.
Good girl, little poser. Again, here we go.
I like the atmosphere in Dallas as far as the attitude that people have. It's a real healthy type of environment. But I do miss home, but I'm going to enjoy Dallas while I'm here. I love football, but now I have to say I'm a Cowboy fan.
It's a great feeling when there's so many girls that try out and you see how many girls want to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. So it's an honor. It's an honor to be chosen.
No, very still. You have to hang in there when you get the pose. Good.
We haven't cheered with the girls, and that's when you're dancing, that's kind of your bonding. It really is. And because we haven't performed all together, I think once we get out there in that first game, I think that'll bring us together a lot more. You have to come together then.
Keep them like you had before. Very ladylike. Right there, bingo. 1, 2, and 3. All right, hit it, Chief.
Doing the swimsuit calendar, it's up close and personal, and you want to make sure that you have the right look. You want to make sure your pose is right, your face is right. Everything has to be just perfect because there's only one person that you're really performing for, and that's the camera. So you have to make the camera happy. Oh, I'm not afraid of that. I think it's friendly.
All right, Dolly, you're done.
Right.
Very good. Very good.
I want to look through each girl, make sure.
Next, Carrie.
We've got better of Carrie in the glamour shot.
I think Ian's right when he said.
I'm halfway through the shoot so far, and we have photographed 8 cheerleaders. I feel real strongly about Michelle Gonzalez's shot.
Perfect, Fred's really
in the
nice.
jungle.
Yes.
There, you look like an all-American. Marry this girl.
Tony's shot of Shannon with the starfish I liked when that Polaroid came back.
Shannon, you look marvelous.
She's very Bordeaux. She's very 40s. Look at her.
I'll be anxious to see the film on Carrie Reeves because she was in a black paisley suit with real dramatic 1940s hair and makeup. I'm real happy with the progress of the shoot. Both photographers are being very creative. It looks like they're using the natural sun as lighting very effectively this year. The makeup looks great, the hair looks great. I'm a little anxious because I don't know what to expect yet. I still have a lot more work to do, and that always makes me a little bit nervous until I can close my book and know that the job is done completely.
Very nice. Dig room. 1, 2, 3. Good. Right here, Stace. 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. Back out. One second.
There's a limited time in your life you can do something as fun and as fulfilling as being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. We touch so many people's lives in so many different ways. And it also touched my own heart personally to be able to know that a talent I have can make a difference in so many people's lives.
Aren't you putting the middle up high and then you're going to have it fall down like that? So
I'm not really sure about this net.
Where's that
I've been partying on the beach with a net, and I don't mean Funicello.
Stacey Drew had 1 season with us, and then she's been gone for 2 years, so she's coming back into the squad this year. That's a somewhat challenging position because she doesn't know the girls very well on the squad at this point in her career. She's very mature, very well-spoken, beautiful. This whole trip is new to her. She's not used to this crazy, hectic schedule and taking a picture.
2 hours of natural makeup. I've been primped over all morning.
She's like, leave it up.
I'm having a fit.
Heck alone.
I've been having a fit all week.
Don't touch me.
This is it. I decided to try and come back after 2 years. I guess when I left, I didn't want to leave. I always wanted to come back. I always wanted to stay. I was unable to simply because of the demands of my career at that point in time. And my parents said, we've given you 5 years of college. We'll never let you starve. but we think you need to do what you have to do instead of what you want to do. And they were right. All right, well, what about the billboard campaign we were working on? Did they approve the layout? Yeah. Having a career and being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, kind of an oxymoron. It really teaches you to prioritize and decide what's most important in your life. You don't really have time for all the little things that normally you would. Grocery shopping, going, laundry every 2 weeks.
You look that's great, Stacy. Beautiful, beautiful. Stay put.
I finally found a way to get back here, and I think that's when I just felt like I was at the top of the world, was when I found an agency that would let me work in the field I've always dreamed of working in and come back to being a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, which is where my heart has been.
That's a wrap.
You look marvelous. Very, very pretty.
Princess 504, hit the 4 on me, tell me what we're at.
This year I had 2 photographers on the shoot. The first is Ian Scott. I was looking for a photographer who specializes in swimwear photography and location shooting, working with the natural sunlight.
Guys, I gotta have a liking.
I don't really have to work when Ian's with me. I can watch him work and enjoy it. It's fun. He goes the extra mile to take the right shot. He certainly wants the picture perfect, and I appreciate that energy and enthusiasm.
Perfect on the hair. Beautiful.
Tony Bennett, who's traveled with us now 3 years in a row to do our calendar. He knows the squad. He knows what I like. He also has a real respect for the traditions of the organization and understands what it's all about. I trust him a lot, and I also consider him a good friend.
1, 2, 3. We're interested in the girls, and we want to kind of bring out some of their personality in the suits that they wear and in the pictures in the where we place them. Film, we shoot everything in medium format because of the size the pictures are blown up to, the quality that we feel that we get from a 2 1/4 film. We're using a medium format. Yes, ma'am.
We got 500, 403 at 100.
1, 2, and 3. This whole job's done on manual focus cameras, which is 35 or 2 1/4. It's a lot nicer to go back with the subtlety of the manual focus because it actually makes you feel like a little bit closer to the subject. Oh, yeah. Hey, motor drive, I'm digging it. This is their one opportunity to be a soloist. And it's our job to make sure that solo image for those kids is as spontaneous and as beautiful as they can make it or we can make it. You're crooked. Everything goes this way.
Bend one a little bit, yeah.
You're getting too thick that way. Get your butt to me a little more. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, come on. She looks marvelous. One, 2, 3. Curl up the corners. There, I like that.
Great.
Okay.
I do have a different look, and I enjoyed having that opportunity to be a little different, you know, from maybe the All-American or having more of an exotic look or whatever, and I love that. I love every ounce of that they give to me.
I'm the flower child of this year's calendar.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And again, do a little smiley one this time. 1, 2, 3. Excellent day. She looks marvelous.
And Regina, Shannon, and Brooke uniform with you with your wife.
Yes, ma'am.
For me, saying yes, ma'am, it's second nature now. So when I do go out into the public and I say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, it just shocks people because nowadays you just don't get that respect.
Now come to the camera.
If you don't have rules, you don't have any basis, you don't have any guidelines, things just kind of go wherever they want to go. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have carried on so long is because of our traditions.
All of our girls seem to be overachievers in their own unique way, so someone that finishes a year with us has basically gone through what I consider a finishing school for mental and physical excellence.
With all the rules, it does make us overachievers, and we do learn to manage our time very, very well. Just like being on time, cheerleaders are never on time. We're always 15 minutes early.
It's hard to adjust to some of the rules in cheerleading, but I think it all helps with the discipline and the responsibilities and everything that you have in cheerleading. Without them, it would be very chaotic, so we definitely need them.
No, ma'am. I have the one that works shot in.
The little sharp angles, not the bow
tie. No, ma'am.
This is a strong ground for them, and if they want it badly enough, they can be very successful with our squad. And I like the ones that are driven, yet grounded enough to be humble. When you walk down that field and there's 65,000 people out there, you think, am I going to be, smiling? Am I going to be in the right place? Because there's so many things to think about. It's not just knowing the dance. You have to be on the right yard line and the right depth and by the right girl. And the pressure's on. The pressure's definitely on.
1, 2, 3. Very, very pretty.
I love it. Never been this sexy before.
That's pretty, that's pretty, that's pretty.
Being on the sidelines it's a lot different than I would have expected. I've always performed, but it's neat to find one person that, whether they're looking at you or not, you think they're watching you, so you want to perform and you want to smile and you want to do, you just want to perform for them. That's what they're there to see, and we're there for that reason. If it wasn't for the crowd and the fans that we have, we wouldn't be needed there.
Okay, here we go. What are you giggling at? Very nice. Keep your chin up, though. Games on to Rook 5. How about that?
I've never played chess in my life. I have no idea what.
The moment you step out on that field, you are in love with cheerleading. It's the most spectacular feeling. It just gives you a tingle inside just to see all the smiles that you can make. Just one little smile can spread to 50 people. It's like I can be a totally different person. I can just let loose and dance my heart out. I love it.
How hard is it to be glamorous when everyone does it for you?
Boom, gotcha. Super.
Happy birthday, Brooke.
Happy birthday, Brooke. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Stacy. Happy birthday to
you. This week, we had two girls who had birthdays, Stacy Drew, who's 26, and Brooke Wicker, who's 25. In order to celebrate their birthday, we got them a birthday cake and sang happy birthday. And it was kind of neat because we have a little family here, and we just wanted to let them know how much we care about them, and it was fun.
It's really hard being away from your family and your friends on your birthday that are back home, so they really made me feel like part of the gang again, and it's just like having all my sisters with me. It's been wonderful. Everyone's taken really good care of me this week, and couldn't be happier.
What a better way to spend a birthday than spend it with 16 of your closest friends in a tropical paradise, so it really meant a lot.
All right.
That looks good. For them to go to all the trouble of getting me cards and cakes and trying to make me feel special on my birthday really means a lot.
Thanks, guys. I love y'all.
Grin at me. Smile, smile, smile. Big smile.
I felt my whole rookie year I was a little turtle. I really don't feel like I came out quite until re-auditions for second year.
I was really scared of being a rookie.
Penny, you look great.
Up until the end of year banquet, when all the rookies got the ring, then I really knew that I was a true Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Like my new look?
Being a rookie, you kind of have to know your place on the squad. You kind of have to sit back until you put on that uniform and you see how people react. That's initially when you feel like you're part of the organization.
I'm Alana. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
I really think it hit me, oh my gosh, you're a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, when you walk out into the stadium and there's 15,000 people staring at you. I think that's the key to when everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
And again here, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And again, do a little smiley.
Hace mucho calor.
1, 2, 3.
I think I've learned my first year what is expected, and I'm ready to give that, plus give a little of myself to the squad.
I feel like a movie star.
Cheerleading, you fulfill so many things. I mean, modeling and dancing and people and the places you go and the experiences that you have. You can't look back at that and say, you know, I missed out. Because here, there's so much that you can do.
Yay! It's a wrap! Last year, I was very scared, and I just really couldn't relax in front of the camera. But this year, all I have to do is just sit back and look good and smile in front of the camera, and so it's 100% better.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I had a really good rookie year, and I'm back again, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
The shot went over really well. It is very similar to what I did last year. I think it was very pretty. It was kind of uncomfortable at times, but I think it'll turn out really good. I like that it's more natural, especially in this setting with the rocks and everything. So I hope it turns out good. It felt good.
There you go, Brooke. It's working.
No. Okay, I gotta go this way. Yes. Boom. I just lost my scrap. Hold on.
Good, excellent. Breathe. Turn the face that way a little bit. Chin down. Bring it back this way. Excellent. Breathe.
We returned from Jamaica, and now we're doing the second part of the calendar, which is the uniform shots. And traditionally, we have shot those in a studio. We're doing them in our dance studio with our photographers and makeup and hair.
When they start out, some of them are right out of high school, so they're very new to everything, and I try to be as helpful as I can. I really enjoy working with the cheerleaders because it gives me an opportunity to work with people that have dance backgrounds, and that, you know, you can just sort of motion a move to them and they'll come up with something really great.
Good, excellent. Good, 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 good. Excellent.
I think the shoot has been very successful. I think the shoot is better than last year. I want it to be better every year. So my goal this year was to take it up a level, and I think we've done that successfully with the image of the girls, their beauty, and the photography.
3, 2, 1, go, out of here. It's out of here.
There's no question at the end of these trips I take home the people, the stories, the things that have happened, the laughs that have happened. Pictures are pictures, and places are places, but the people are what make these trips special.
Luxury accommodations for the making of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders calendar was provided by Sandals, the Caribbean's #1 ultra all-inclusive luxury resorts for couples only. Air transportation provided by Adventure Tours USA and Air Jamaica. Gideon Oberson is the official swimwear of the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders calendar. Leading designers of swimwear and haute couture, Gideon Oberson's complete collection can be found in the most fashionable stores in the United States, Europe, and the Far East. Hair and makeup provided by the artistic team for Jose Iber of Dallas.